Good morning. It looks like Oscar has joined with his Samsung. Oscar, is it okay if I change your Zoom profile to have your first and last name? You'll have to unmute. It looks like you're just coming up as Samsung SM. There you are. Yeah. Yep. Is it okay if I change it to your first and last name?
Yes, please, ma'am.
Okay, sure. Hold on one second. I'm glad you were able to get in. Hold on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And it's OS.
CAR
OSCAR. Uh-huh. And
and
then
then
mhm.
ODONKOR.
And then tell me your company.
3940 Express Services.
Okay, I'm going to change the name and then tell me if that's correct on your window. Is that right?
Yes, please. It,
Okay.
it just
All
it
right.
just popped up and it went back. Yeah, but I think it's right.
3940 Express Services. Is that right?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. So that's what it's showing. So I'm just going to
Mhm.
mute again. So if you can mute again, and then the judge will come online in about 8 minutes and start the conference.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
And you're welcome to turn off your video until he starts.
All right, Tracy, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. We should go on the record with proceeding number 24A-0116CP in the matter of the application of 3940 Express LLC for a certificate of public convenience and necessity to operate as a common carrier by motor vehicle for hire. I'm Administrative Law Judge Robert Garvey. Today is July 11th, 2024 at approximately 10 a.m. This proceeding comes on for a pre-hearing conference. And I'm going to start with appearances, and I'm going to start with the applicant in this case. And that's you, Mr. Then I'm going to try it once on my own, and then you can correct me on this. On Donker or on Donker?
Yes, sir. It's Odonko.
On Donker. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Donker, could you just state your name and who you're representing here today?
So my name is Oscar Odonko, the owner of 3940 Express Services.
Okay. And then we'll go to Explorer. Okay, Mr. Lysenko, you're muted.
I apologize, Your Honor. So my name is Roman Lysenko. I can spell last name Lysenko, and I represent Explorer Tours or Red Rock Shuttle.
Okay, and then Estes Park.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Andy Ball. I'm an attorney with Keys and Fox LLP, appearing today on behalf of Estes Park Charter, as well as on behalf of my colleague, Mark Valentine, who is the principal attorney in this matter.
Oh, Mr. Ball, it's a pleasure to meet you. First time I've had the pleasure to have you in front of me.
Likewise.
Hopefully, I don't know how many of these you've been in before, but hopefully, Mr. Valentine, I know Mr. Valentine has probably taught you very well. So,
thank you, Your Honor.
All right. And then Denver's Airport, which one of these days I'm going to buy Denver's Airport in apostrophe.
Good morning, Your Honor. Gabriella Stockmeyer of the law firm of Dietz and Davis on behalf of Denver's Airport Transportation.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Stockmeyer. You know, forever anything I write with Denver's Airport wants me to put an apostrophe in there, and drives me bananas. But okay. First out, Mr. Dunker, let me just tell you a few things first. First, I personally going to apologize to you. Everyone here got together about 5 weeks ago, except you, and that was no fault of yours. That's fault of us. Okay, you didn't get notification of the pre-hearing conference, and so when we called it up, I called it up and I went through it, and then I looked through the paperwork and I saw that you didn't, and I was like, oh geez, the one guy we need the most here is the one guy who's not here. And so I rescheduled this to make sure that everything's on there. So
thank you.
So I just want to apologize. I apologize for myself because I should have made sure about that beforehand, and for the commission itself. No problem. So and so when I call these, Mr. Andonker, one thing, since you're going to be representing yourself still, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When I hold these pre-hearing conferences, what I like to do is I want to make sure that you understand what's going on, what's going to happen, and this is a good time for you to ask any questions you might have. Okay. So
yes.
I'll go through some stuff. I might say some stuff. I might use some legal terms accidentally, and if I do and they don't make sense to you, stop me and say, "Hey, Judge, you're gonna have to explain that one for me again." All right.
Yes, Your Honor. If
I ask you some sort of legal question and you tell me you know what it is, I'm going to make you prove that. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
So when I say something legalese and I say, you understand what I'm talking about, Mr. Donker, right? And you tell me yes, you're going to have to prove it. I'm not going to trust you. All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So the first thing you're going to happen here, I can't do your case for you. All right. I'm not your attorney. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You have to do everything yourself. I can't tell you what you got to do. I can't tell you what you need to do. But what I can do, here's the one thing I can do for you, is I'm not going to hold you to legal terms. All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
So if we go to a hearing, and you don't have to go to a hearing, but if we end up there and you try and bring exhibits into the hearing, and let's say Mr. Ball, I don't know Mr. Ball, I just met Mr. Ball, as you just found out. So we're in the hearing and Mr. Ball wants to show me all of his pictures. He says, I got exhibit 1 here, and it's a picture of me in the Cayman Islands. And he goes, we like to move for admission of exhibit 1, which is a picture of me in the Cayman Islands. And Mr. Ondonkor, you go, I'm going to object to that. I don't know why do they need that? Doesn't make any sense. Well, I'm going to take that. I'm going to say, Mr. Ondonkor, I think you're making a relevance objection to that. Okay. And I'm going to say, yeah, why is Mr. Ball's pictures from Cayman Islands? There's no relevance to what we're doing here today. And so I'm going to do that. So, like I said, I'm not going to hold you to legal terms, but you're going to have to make objections and stuff like that and try and put it in a way that I can understand it. And I'll try and translate it for you. That's what I can do. All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So what happens now is what we're going to do is set some dates for you to file exhibits for what you're going to need to prove your case. Okay. And list of your witnesses. So you get a list of your witnesses and the exhibits you're going to have. You're going to file it just like you filed your application. Okay. Then a date later from that, about a few weeks after that, then the interveners are going to file their exhibits and their witnesses. And then we're going to have a hearing. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
That makes sense? Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Realize, and Mr. Lysenko has had service here for, I don't know, about 4 years, 5 years, something like that, Mr. Lysenko? You're muted, but I'm thinking you're going to say, you said you agreed with me, something like that.
I apologize. Yes, you're right. 4 years. I don't hear.
Okay. Ms. Stockmeyer's been around here. I've been an attorney and been in many of these proceedings for a while. Mr. Ball, I don't know Mr. Ball, but I do know Mr. Valentine, who's working on this case as well with him, and I've known Mr. Valentine for many years. I always want to tell the people that you can make an agreement if you can find something that works well. Do that. I always feel if you're representing yourself, you're kind of worried when there's an attorney on the other side. They're the attorney, and they're gonna screw me over because they're an attorney, and it's an understandable thing to come up with. I know attorneys. I can see why you'd come up with that, but these are honorable people. They're good people. And I've worked with them before. And if you can make something that works, it's going to be easier all the way around for you. If you can't, and we got to go to a hearing, then we'll go to a hearing. Okay.
Yes,
Does
Your
that
Honor.
make sense? That makes sense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. The way we'll probably do the hearing, unless someone has an objection to that, is the same way we're doing it right now. Okay. It's a little bit easier for people in my opinion, it's easier for most people to deal with it this way. If you have witnesses, they can be where they want to be, and we can get them here real quickly, and then they can be on their way, not having to come downtown and find parking and sit around and wait all day if necessary. So does anyone have an objection to holding the hearing totally remotely?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm not seeing. Okay, so do it remotely, and I'll give instructions, Mr. Ondonkor. I'll have instructions and a decision that's going to come out hopefully sometime within the next week that goes through all of this. And so what I talked about before is the filing of exhibits and stuff like that. And we're a little bit behind on this, and so I'm going to make it a little bit quicker. I was going to say August 2nd for you, Mr. Ondonkor, to file all of your exhibits that you plan to use in the hearing. Realize if you file them, they're not in the hearing. You're still going to have to admit them unless you can get the attorneys to agree to them to be in the hearing, which is called a stipulation. Okay, if they say, listen, we'll stipulate to the admission of Mr. Ondonkor's exhibits, and you can stipulate to theirs too. Then we don't have to go through laying what we call laying a foundation and asking for the admission. But realize if we get to the hearing, it doesn't mean they're in. It just means that they know about them. Okay, and what it is, we don't want surprises. This is not a surprise type thing. So they know what you're going to do, and they're going to file. They're going to have a date after that where they'll file theirs. So they're not going to have anything. It's a surprise either. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so it's August 2nd. Can you get your stuff filed with your witness list, who you plan to call as a witness, and all of your exhibits by August 2nd?
Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. And now I will start, Mr. Lysenko, with you. The 16th of August, can you get your stuff in by the 16th?
Yes, definitely, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Ball?
Your Honor, Estes Park would prefer something along the lines of August 23rd or even August 30th, just to ensure that we have sufficient time to complete discovery. If those later dates would also work for Your Honor's schedule.
Let me see. I'm trying to move this a little bit quicker just because we had the screw up in the beginning. But that's my screw up. That's not your screw up. So let me see. What I was thinking for the hearing, let me ask you this. I was thinking of the hearing the 17th. Mr. Ball, I don't know if you know this. Ms. Stockmeyer, first off, what do you think about, I will say, the 23rd, and also hearing on the 17th. I don't know. I looked and there's I think there's a Piesco raid case that's right after Labor Day, which is why he's making it as late as the 17th. I don't know if you were part of that, or if Mr. Ball, if you know if Mr. Valentine is part of that.
Your Honor, I'm not certain if Mr. Valentine is a part of that, but I do believe that Mr. Valentine is not available for hearing in this matter for those first 2 weeks of September. So that it may be because of that rate case.
Okay. Oh, he also mentioned, I was in something with him the other day, and he mentioned something about going to Southeast Asia or something like that.
Oh, that could be as well.
Yeah. Mr. Stockmeyer, what do you think? If as the 23rd, okay, and 17th for a hearing?
That is fine for my calendar and my client.
Okay. All right, Mr. Dunker, what about the 17th for a hearing? Is that okay? No, September. That's September. 17th.
Yes, Your Honor. That
Okay.
should work.
Okay. It should be one day, I would imagine. Mr. Dunker, and I'm going to hold you to this, but I mean, right now, how many witnesses do you think you would have?
I need witnesses.
Yeah, I mean, and what's going to happen, and I'll tell you real quickly. So you have to prove your case, and there's things you have to prove.
Mhm.
And you'll have the burden on it. You'll call the witnesses, and then you'll ask them questions, and they can help fill in the gaps in what you need to prove. When you're done asking your questions, then each of the interveners is going to be able to ask questions of that witness as well, and then you'll have a chance to redirect. You yourself can testify. When you do that, you don't. Yeah, as much fun as it would be to have you go back and forth and ask yourself questions, you don't have to do that. You can just kind of provide a narrative and tell me stuff, what you want to get forward on that. So we don't do that. But I just watched Mr. Lysenko do that about a week and a half ago. So in a different hearing. So it's a common thing, and I'll help you. I'll help you through that. I'm trying to do that. So, but since you say, do I need witnesses? I'm thinking right now you don't have a lot. So I'll go with that. But think about how you want to do that. Think about how you want to prove your case and try and figure out what you need to do. Do any of the interveners anticipate anything more than one witness?
At this time, Your Honor, I don't have a clear sense of how many witnesses we'll have in this matter. I do know that Mr. Valentine suggested that, reserving 2 days for hearing might be prudent just to, belt and suspenders this thing. But again, I hate to be sort of the fly in the ointment here, but just wanted to mention that possibility just to ensure that we have time and don't need to sort of schedule a second day on the fly.
Ah, gosh. Mr. Stockmeyer, what do you think? You know me. I don't put up with cases not moving. You know that.
I mean, I think Denver's airport transportation will probably just have one witness, but since there are 3 parties, if there's a possibility of multiple witnesses, it may be prudent.
Oh, goodness. All right. We'll schedule for 2 days then, for the 17th and the 18th. Again, Mr. Dunker, I just want to again tell you that does not mean the hearing has to happen. Just because we schedule it doesn't mean it has to happen. You can still talk to these parties. And again, I'll vouch for the fact that they're not, that they overall should not be trying to screw you over. But they got to represent their client. But if you can find something that works, that it's easier to do it that way. I'll put it that way. In a hearing, someone wins and someone loses. And if everyone can win a little bit, I always think it's better. Or everyone can lose a little bit. It's a little bit better than winner and loser. So now, do you have any questions about what we've gone over or what's going on? That's you, Mr. Dunker.
No, I'm okay, Your Honor.
Okay, like I say, if there's any questions come up, please tell me. But what I'm going to do is I'll issue out a decision that's going to have these dates on it. It's going to have some other instructions about how the hearing is going to go. It'll also provide the ability, Ms. Kunkel, who was so great to get your name changed up there and take everything care of you today. We could, if necessary, could schedule a little fake hearing just so you get a feel of how it's going to work and stuff like that. Because I'll be electronically. And if you get a little worried or you just want to have a dry or quick run through, we can schedule that. And there'll be information on how to do that in the decision I issue. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Oh, Mr. Stockmeyer, with an actual hand.
Yes, I'm not quick on the Zoom after all these years. Did we set a date for the intervener witness and exhibit lists?
Oh yeah, well, 23rd. I was gonna say
23rd, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna give Mr. Ball for his first one. He wants another week. I gave him another weekend. Mr. Lisenko, I'm not checking with you, but I assume that making it if the 23rd doesn't work for you, you can still put it in a week earlier. Doesn't matter.
I'll agree to that.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go around the block here. Mr. Lisenko, is there anything that I forgot to cover that you want asked or anything like that?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Ball, how about you?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Stockmeyer, what do you think?
Further, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Donker, is your last chance. If there's anything any questions that you have?
So that you can try and make a deal.
Mhm.
How do you get in touch with them?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there any
Um,
question? Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question. How am I going to get in contact with the three of them so that we can come out with a deal, like maybe something reasonable?
Well, and I'm guessing that you have an email address that's on your application. And I would ask all the interveners to shoot you an email if you could do that and just give you the contact information. They can give you their contact information because yours is there. And then you can talk to them that way and talk to them through email or phone or anything like that. So, and you can look, if you go to the, have you gotten on the e-filings list for the commission?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you look on there, there'll be filings from each one of these folks. And I'll probably guarantee about 100% that there's contact information contained in their filings, either a phone number and an email address, or at least one or the other. So, but may I talk to you? Syed, how you doing? Good to see you.
It is good to see you.
All right. Okay. If no one has any other questions, like I say, I'll hopefully get a decision out here sometime in about a week. And actually I have it all written, just getting it out sometimes takes a little bit longer. But if there's nothing else, we'll be in adjournment. And I thank everyone for being here this morning.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you, Your Honor. How do I stop? Yeah.